You looked me in the eyes, and you lied. And it was the same face. Same fucking look.
This scene in The Last of Us show has gamers screaming at the TV since it was aired, and honestly, I get it.
I don't think I can forgive you for this. But I would like to try.
This is by far the most important scene in The Last of Us Part 2 game, because we finally get to see the conversation between Ellie and Joel. We get to know that Joel died knowing that Ellie was willing to forgive him. This is the last scene from the game. This is how the game ends, with this specific scene. So, if they kept the scene exactly the same, why are gamers so mad? I'm glad you asked.
My life would have fucking mattered, but you took that from me!
In the game, Ellie finds out about the Fireflies years before they have the porch conversation. There's a specific flashback and Ellie asks Joel for the truth.
If you lie to me one more time, I'm gone. You will never see me again.
Of course, Joel explains the whole Salt Lake City situation and Ellie goes back to Jackson.
I'll go back. But we're done.
Is this what happens in the show? Basically, kinda. I'm Elena and I transform myself into movie characters while uncovering Easter eggs, breakdowns, and deep dives into your favorite shows and movies. So don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. In the show, they introduced this new Eugene backstory. In a nutshell, Eugene gets bitten, wants to see his wife before dying, Joel refuses, but Ellie makes him promise that he won't kill him.
I promise. And
then breaks that promise. The creators made this scene up just for Ellie to confirm that Joel was lying about Utah before.
She knows now. These doubts and these thoughts that she's had for years are confirmed by the death of Eugene and by Joel lying about saving him, taking him home to see Gail.
Which kinda makes sense, but in my opinion, they just made Joel look like a liar by lying to her one more time. Yes, that lie is what makes Ellie confirm everything because she says,
"You swore."
Which tells us that this event confirms her suspicions. But Joel is not a bad father, he's not a bad person. Okay, yeah, he killed everyone to save the only person he loved. That makes him selfish, but not a bad person. So I think adding the whole Eugene event works for viewers because the writers needed something that would push Ellie to finally confirm what she has been suspecting for a long time, that Joel was lying to her. And from there, it would make sense for her to start acting meaner and more distant toward him during those 9 months. So it was the only way to justify Ellie's behavior toward Joel. And in both the game and the show, she already has that suspicion from day one, when they left Salt Lake City. But in the game, she only really confirms it when she threatens to leave. That gives her a lot of time to process everything. Because, like I said before, she finds out a long time before the porch conversation. So this gives her time to build up resentment and bitterness toward Joel. So her negative feelings have time to grow naturally, but at the same time, she also has the space to cool off and really think about why Joel did what he did. That way, when she finally tells him,
I don't think I can ever forgive you for that, but I would like to try.
It actually feels earned, like she has had enough time to sit with it and come to that conclusion. On the other hand, in the show, since all of this happens in one single moment, it kind of makes Ellie look like someone who maybe didn't care that much. Obviously, we know she does, and it shows, but still, it feels a bit like they're downplaying the weight of it all by having her forgive him 3 minutes after he tells her the truth.
But I would like to try.
Which, again, she knew the truth, but it's just the confirmation of Joel finally saying what he did. This episode was packed with flashbacks from Joel and Ellie, and I thought it was cool since we do have those flashbacks in the game. But, here's the but, they don't happen all at the same time. We see them every once in a while. So, is people mad that the writers gave us all of those flashbacks in just one episode? Probably not. It's easier for the show viewers like that, but they're mad at that specific scene, the ending of the game. Ellie's whole arc is made based on this darkness after Joel's death, and it's all thanks to the guilt she feels for not making things right with him. And in the game, we see this by Ellie being more violent, dangerous, and reckless, while eventually giving us these flashbacks. So it makes the player ask themselves, why is she doing all of this? Seeking so much revenge for someone who she clearly loved but despised and clearly didn't feel the same way as before. And that answer is simple, is guilt. She's not just trying to seek revenge or justice, but she's trying to make herself feel better for how things ended up between them. But we don't see any of this in the show, so by giving us all of the flashbacks in one episode, it kinda turns her story into a more basic revenge story. It's like, oh, okay, she's just avenging his dad's death, and that's it. So when the show just keeps all of those emotions, it misses the whole Ellie's emotional journey. So, I totally get why fans are upset that Porch Scene in the game, it's emotional closure, it's distance, it's time. By placing it earlier in the show's timeline, a lot of people feel like that payoff is lost. Like the writers just ripped away the emotional gut punch and replaced it with something flatter. And yeah, for some, it does feel like it undercuts Ellie's journey. Like it just turns what once was a slow, painful, emotional arc into just another revenge plot. I've seen comments that say things like, without the proper structure, all that's left is revenge, and that's a fair take. But then you look at it from the other side, because the thing is, this isn't a video game anymore. This is TV, and television doesn't work the same way. You don't get the same immersion, the same pacing, and a scene that hits after 20 plus hours of gameplay just doesn't land the same if you wait 2 years between seasons. And for a lot of viewers, especially those who have never played the game, the show's version did work. They understood Ellie's growing resentment. They saw how her trust slowly fell apart. And when that Porch Scene came in, even if it wasn't where we expected it, it still hit them emotionally. And I think that's kind of the whole point here. The game and the show aren't in competition. One isn't replacing the other. They're just telling the same story through two different lenses. Do I still wish the Porch Scene had been saved for later? Honestly, yeah, that version will always have an emotional impact for players. But I also get what the show's trying to do, and I respect it for not just being a carbon copy, but for trying to adapt, even if it stumbles here and there. At the end of the day, this is still one of the best video game adaptations we have ever gotten, and the fact that we're still talking about it, debating scenes, crying over flashbacks, nitpicking every line just proves how much we care. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with the changes, or do you wish they had stuck closer to the game? I'd love to hear your take, especially if you're watching the show without having played part 2.
But I would like to try.